Welcome to Boxcars, War Machine and Horde's supplementary podcast for War Room PL YouTube channel.
Welcome to episode 18 of Boxcars. Today we are going to talk part 2 of our Ironwood adventure and WTC list. Yay!
And
I'm Martin and I play Signar.
And I'm Rafał and I play Kryx. And go figure that we are playing something that will be mentioned a lot during this episode.
It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, but we didn't know that, okay? When we started, you started 1.5 years ago, and I started Kryx 9 months ago, or something like that.
Yes. Indeed.
Okay, anyway.
I try to switch to the least popular fraction of minions for a short while, but because...
But you know what is funny? Because I thought about you and you complaining, and that minions are weak because they don't have heavy 2. Go figure, Signar don't have heavy 2 anymore.
Yeah, so now I can switch.
Yeah, I think that I found again interest in the minions, and I think they will be. It's good to play minions. I think with the new team forces. I wonder if they will get 5 also, like everybody else, because they are spoiling the team forces all the time. Today it was Manowar team force spoil.
I know, but it will be hard for me to switch because Haley 3 triggers it seems so ridiculously good. I don't know. Yeah,
we will see how the meta shakes up after the drop, because it will be, I think, just during the WTC. So just after that, we will have a new meta, I suppose, totally different than the current one.
Exactly.
So
we can go back to our CloudCon adventure, day 3.
Ironwood, sir.
Ironwood, yes. Sorry, CloudCon, what am I talking about? Ironwood, of course. So we, 2 noobs somehow qualified to Invitational. So for me it was a first Invitational type tournament in War Machine. International, so to say. So I didn't promise myself much. And the problem we had, seeing the meta the day before, was half of the field almost was Signar, and half of the field was Kryx. And both of my drops were not designed, so to say, to fight this field. I mean, we changed together, we dojoed a bit, we changed a bit my Haley 2 list to better handle Kryx. But the Kane 3, I thought I actually should not change it, because I could try to play Striker 1 as a Signar drop, but I haven't played even once Striker 1, so that would be a bit foolish. So I said to myself, probably I will not dodge Signar the whole tournament, and I will try to do with Kane 3 what's best. So of course the first round I get Yepa, and he's playing Signar, and he goes Striker 1. So
double colossal.
Double colossal, yeah. So I drop Kane 3, and I run Kane as far forward as I can. I bring Ace and Gish them stealth in the middle of the table, and I run everything up and just switch to Yepa and hope for his mistake. And he actually does the mistake, which I try to use, because he leaves Striker 1. He did not feed the first round. He wanted to save the feed for later, and he left Striker round 1 in range of Kane and I think 2 Jacks. So the only thing that Kane has to do is hit Striker with Calamity and feed, and hope that with the Calamity, I can use Ace to push Striker out of cover. Because Striker is behind cover with Blur on him, so defense 23, no problem for Kane.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I build up synergy with the rest of the team, and I need boosted 12. I rolled three boosted shots, and I miss all 3. So my assassination fails there. I manage somehow. I go with Ace. I shoot the boosted roll, and I push Striker out of the cover. But I need to push him 2 inches, because if I push him 1 inch, he will be still in cover. If I push him 3 inches, he is out of the cover, but outside of range of my last charger. So I of course push him 3 inches. So he's outside of my range of last charger, so I concede the game because Kane is with 0 focus in the middle of the table and 2 Colossals are just in front of him. So that was my game 1. But actually, if I manage to put Calamity with one of the first shots, then I had pretty good assassination chance, because the following shots from Kane would be boosted 10, so 50-50. Ace would also have a nice shot with power 15, so Striker could have died, but he did not. So I lost the first game.
Okay. My first, so my lists were the same almost, I think, as in the earlier tournament. So I had the Negra one in Ghost Fleet with small Black Banes and Cannon, and Scar one with double Bane warriors, but double Bane Knights, and 1 unit of warriors. And first round, I play against Sverre. That is my long-time opponent, because this is the first time that we meet in the Masters. The first time we met at ClockCon, and he bested me in the semi-final of ClockCon. Then we met at SmokeCon, and I bested him to qualify into the finals. And then it was the third time, and we were both in the finals. So it was time. This time he was playing Asphyxious 1, and I think Coven. And Asphyxious 1 was also Dark Host with 2 small Cavalries and 2 big units of Banes. And some machine right, not machine right, but right engine, and some additional things like Tartarus and Stalkers, I think. And he dropped that because he said me that it's a good drop against Ghost Fleet due to the hit that makes out damage 5 in control. And Parasite, so he could kill all my Black Banes if I position them incorrectly, and then his right engine is unkillable to me. Anyway, so we were playing Ghost Fleet, the Negra one, into the Asphyxious 1. I played, I think, Asphyxious 1 for the first time ever, and it has shown that never playing an opponent, the caster, you really don't know what to do. Because when I thought about the game later, and I talked with people that are playing Kriegs longer than me, they told me that normally the Negra is favored in the matchup, because Asphyxious, even after the hit, if you position correctly, he doesn't have a space to run away, and you can hit on him and then just assassinate him. But I kept the Negra too far away from Asphyxious all the time, and he was running, so from me also. It looked like that, this game. But he fit in the correct spot and killed most of my Black Bane, so I couldn't kill his right engine. And he teleported away. And he slowly started to win on attrition, and because he has a very strong nuke, the Hellfire, so it's power 14, range 10, so with his Arknote he could weather down my battle engine slowly, and this is what he did with the feat, and because in the feat he gets full focus back, so 7 focus, so in total he can spend 14 focus in 1 turn. So he can put, let's say, 3 boosted damage Hellfires into my right engine, and it can do quite a lot of damage. And this is what happened. I tried to assassinate him anyway, but I didn't position correctly, so I could put like 2 or 3 shots into him, and he was left standing without a problem. And after that, I lost on the clock. And this is my problem with the Ghost Fleet, that if opponent has a lot of models and I have a lot of models, then it's really hard to position and to remember about everything, and usually I have a clock problem. So that was my game, and we both were in the losing bracket now.
Yeah, but the pressure was off, so we knew the next games don't matter they're just for fun and training. So I played versus Richard. He had Khador with Zerkova 2. He chose Zerkova 2. I chose Kane 3 because, of course, why not? Why should I make my things easier if I can myself harder?
Yeah.
Zerkova,
I think Haley 2 is better.
Yeah. Well, if I knew, I never played versus Zerkova. If I knew how her feet works, it was I would probably decide for Zerkova. For Kane. But he had Zerkova, so the first round Kane decided to take. He had those Iron Fangs. He had Iron Fangs team, so he shield walled his Iron Fangs, and Kane just calamited them, and I took off the table 1 unit of Iron Fangs, just like that, and without fitting with Kane. And that gave my opponent a bit to think. So next round he cheated. He more or less consolidated his army, but Zerkova's feat is range 16, I think. And the way he positioned gave me like
14. 14 because 14.
So the way he positioned gave me like 2 heavies to target and a unit of Iron Fangs as well, and some few different targets as well. So I retreated almost everything, and Kane cheated, and I took down 1.5 heavies and some infantry. And from there was a very interesting chess game, positioning, etc. Because I had a Colossal that I didn't want to lose to his heavies, who could take it down pretty easily. So we were going back and forth. He was pushing on one side, I was trying to win the other side, and in the end he made a positioning error with Zerkova. He tries to win on scenario. He was just 1 point short. He needed to kill my charger that was in melee, and he missed with Zerkova's spell. I think he made there a mistake. He should have not pushed for this scenario win in this moment.
Because you were losing on the clock, I think, and on the scenario. You couldn't win it. He just, he got just tunnel vision. I have to kill the charger and win. And this is.
And I quickly measured. Yes, he's in range of Kane. Kane moved up and killed Zerkova with, I think, 3rd shot or something.
Yeah.
So no problem there. So remember, kids, if you are within 19 inches of Kane, you can die whether he fitted or not, whatever his state of his army is. So that was very, very lucky for me. If he didn't make the mistakes, I would have lost this game.
Yeah, you had left, I think, half of the Colossal and like Charger and 1 Jack, maybe more, or some solos or something like that. Squire.
Yeah, I had not much left. I mean, the Kane and Kane unit were intact, but the rest of my army was decimated pretty heavily.
Okay.
I mean, if I had 15 minutes, I could have to do something with it, but.
Yeah, but you had 3, if I remember correctly. Okay, my second game was against Signal, of course, and was first Griggs, then Signal. I was playing against long time Signal player Olaf Winroth, and he's also a part of the WTC team, and he won many tournaments, so I knew it won't be easy. We talked a little bit, and he told me that he will be dropping Haley 2, and I told him that I want to try Ghost Fleet into that, and this was the special design list to counter the Ghost Fleet with the Haley 2. This was my last game against Haley 2, I think, or maybe we played something on the Vassal, I don't remember, before the nerf. So, yeah. So, and I get Haley 2 served well. The game was pretty one-sided because even the first was the drop was the signal wrist was designed to counter the Ghost Lead, so it had 2 disco balls and colossal and some shooting, some fireflies, and quite a lot of electro leads. I tried to position correctly, but his threat ranges were so long that I couldn't push him out of the scenario. And I had to watch out for the assassination on the Negra. But the problem was that I really felt the pressure lacking in the game. And what tripped me a lot, and I didn't have power to play anymore, was when he killed like 2/3 of my pirates units. And I tried to resurrect them, and I rolled 3 times 1 on the resurrection roll. So I got, I think, like 6 models out of 12 or 15 killed. So I couldn't get anything on attrition. And then it was just going down because I couldn't do much, and Haley fitted. So he had 2 turns of full shooting into my pirates, and I couldn't do nothing about that. So it was, I think the game went like planned. Now it's totally different because Haley 2 is different, but at that time, I think that this Haley 2 list was a really good counter into the Ghost Fleet. Yeah. So I lost 2 games, and you lost 1 and won 1. So at the end, in the 3rd round, we meet each other.
Yeah, because one of the players dropped, and we were supposed to play different opponents, but some people dropped, and we played each other. And we decided to make a small test.
Yeah. Because everybody was playing Coven with Bane Riders and everything else, and we thought that, okay, if it's so good, we have to test that if we are playing for nothing anyway. And so
we can take on Coven Dark Host.
Yeah, so we use the Dark Host list that is really popular, and you used your Kane list with 1 Colossal and Chargers, right?
Yeah. And it turns out that K3 has nothing to do, it cannot do anything to Coven. I mean,
Yeah, it was funny because we moved, we didn't talk, we talked a little bit, but we didn't talk much. I played Coven like 3 or 4 times before, but in totally different, I think in Ghost Fleet, I think. So, or maybe Infernal Machines, but due to how it works, we have some tries. So first, you moved a little bit too far, and I spell assassinated you. And because Coven can spell assassinate like nobody's business, really. And if you are lucky and proc critical blind, then it's even easier.
The problem with Kane is he has to do work. He has to spend his focus, because with 6 focus and 1 from Squire and so many jacks, he needs to fuel them somehow and cast his spells. So if you have low threat ranges and high chance to hit, like Coven has focus 9,
and boosted
for free, so it's no problem hitting Kane even in cover.
Yeah, it was in cover. Yeah, you had 21, but still I need 12 to roll. But I managed to. I managed to critic blind you with the first roll, so it was then like 9 or 8 to hit. So, and then we played it again. I mean, we continued. We come back with the assassination and came back with the assassination, and wanted to play on attrition. And it seems that even 1 Bane Rider can cripple one charger without the problem. So it was
Yeah. I mean, we tried it with different angles, and it turns out Kane 3, at least in my hands, in my setup, cannot beat Coven, or at least I have no idea how to do it. And it's like I played 50 games with Kane, and and on that day, we after we finished, we packed up everything and started driving back. We had a long talk about how is the meta evolving and how much crits and how much signal there is. And we took a look at my pair, and we thought, so K3 cannot deal with Signar, he cannot deal with Krig's Coven, the most popular list. So what is he doing exactly? Hayley back then, she could have game into Coven, so she would be a Coven drop, let's say, but I needed a strong drop versus Signar, so I decided to try out maybe Striker 1 as my second list. And that was
that was the plan after we were. So we talked a little bit, and we decided that Coven list is bonkers, and it's really good pair to the Negra because it's totally different angle on the totally different question. What should I play against you? And we were dodging like hell during our back trip for the Signar drop, and we thought that we will, after seeing 11 Krixes and Signars in the top 16, we decided that it will be the major factions that will be present in WTC.
Yeah.
And when we talked about that in Poland, no, it's not possible. It will be more equal, and there will be more factions involved, and it seems that we thought about the meta. I mean, we foresee the meta correctly. But we have to add something. We would like to thank you for the possibility to play in Ironwood. It was a great event, and organization, everything was really, really great. And it's really sad that it was the last Ironwood for now. Let's hope maybe after some break they will bring it back, like maybe 1 or 2 years. It's really worth it to visit Ironwood. So
thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot. So for us, it was Old Signar and Old Kriegs 2017.
Yeah.
And when we talk to our friends, they are good, but And then I started, if I may start, I showed my friends a little bit of Coven, and they started to fear because nobody could win with me. It was like my 5th, 6th, or 7th game of Coven.
Here's some Coven action for you guys. How do you like it?
I played against Kader, I played against Protectorate, I played against another Protectorate, I played against Ouroboros and Convergence because we had training of our team, WTC team, and people were, okay, this looks like a good list, it seems, and pretty easy to manage, and this is even more important in long tournament.
Yeah. So I was pretty happy with my list, and then few days before this submission, PP gave me a nice present, and they said, take a look inside. This is a dynamic update for you. And inside I found a lot of crap, and this crap was Hayley 2 nerf. Anybody that says this was not a nerf, then So I had a knee-jerk reaction. I said, fuck this, I will not play Hayley 2 because I really don't know how she will play into. She had so many matchups for me that I said.
You had Hayley 2 and Signar drop, right?
Yes.
It looks like that. You had Hayley 2
for everything, and Striker 1 was for Signar. And I knew that new Hayley 2 in this form, that I have played her for half a year or something, she will not manage the whole field. So I just decided, I played at the beginning of the year, I played a lot of Nemo 3. I liked the way he played. I saw some guys playing him also at Ironwood, so I think I will go back to Nemo, just because I think he's more generalist, and we tried out my list, and I played like, I don't know, 6-7 times, just to remind myself how does he pilot, so to say, and it turns out he's pretty decent. He's okay. Too, but,
we played a little bit between ourselves to check if he's Kriegs drop, And we agreed that it's manageable. Maybe it's not in favor.
No, it's not in favor of Nemo, but it's better than, I think it's better than Haley 2 drop, at least my old drop. But yeah, maybe we will start talking about how that BTC.
Yeah, the second subject of this podcast, so the WTC meta predictions and what turns out to be true.
Yes. So there's on conflict channel .com you can see the event 15 it is it's this World Team Championship 2017. There are event submission statistics and all the lists, and Krix and Signar are two
top dogs.
So yeah, most used factions. So Krix has 53 players and Signar has 52 players.
And it's almost one third of the total. So they are really dominating the scene. So, and it was 11 out of 16. So it was 2/3 in Sweden, but now it's 1/3 because meta is more diverse in the world than it was in Nordic countries. But still, they are prevalent compared to everybody else.
Exactly. So last year, Krix had 30 players. So it's like additional 23 players started playing Krix for WTC, so to say. So increase of 40% almost. And Signar had 35 players. Now it's 52. So it's also 1/3 more. I wonder if Haley 2 nerf was closer or earlier. If many players from Signal would drop and change to other factions, it would be interesting.
Yeah, but we checked this already for you, and it seems that even Haley 2 drop didn't change the list. People decided that 1 week before the list submission, it's too late to change the tactics, and Haley 2...
I saw a couple of people changing the lists that I know of, but there were just small changes. I don't think that anybody had time and energy to redo the list and have a completely new idea tried out. It's just, the fact is, and the new Haley 2, she's still good. I don't doubt that. It's just she can handle mass infantry. At least she cannot handle it like she used to.
Yeah, I mean that still almost 2/3 of Signal players are playing Haley 2, so it's still quite popular even after the nerf. And then there is Striker 1, that is obvious mirror drop for the Signal players. So this is the second most popular, but only 15 players. So it's
let's try to do it in order how the factions are. So.
Okay, we start with Krix.
Yeah, start
Krix is easy.
It's generally the Negra as list 1 and Coven as Ghost. Coven as a second part.
Yeah, it's in total it's 34 the Negras and 27 Covens. So it's like, and another one, Scar 1, is 8. So it's totally dominating. The Coven and the Negra is totally dominating the field in Krix and Signal.
Yeah, I have received a nice tables from Stephen Boda, and he made such a table showing the pairings. I will try to
the most popular one.
Yeah, I will try to attach the links so you can take a look while you're listening. So in those tables, it's Krix. There are 15 pairs of Coven and the Negra.
Yeah. So out of 53 players, 1/3, maybe a little bit less than 1/3, is playing the same pair and the same list, I suppose.
The same exactly pair. The lists probably are a bit different, but...
Yeah, but they are very similar, I would say.
And And guess what? Out of 53 players, there are 38 that are playing a pair. One is Dark Host and the other is Ghostfleet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is something to it.
Definitely.
Yeah. So the rest is, Scar one and is 8 players. She's pretty good caster, so no doubt.
Yeah, she's really cool caster and can supplement Coven, for example, no problem. And then you've got Asphyxious 1, so Gaspy 1, that is, I suppose, anti-Kriegs drop. Scaverus 1, that can be also, that is like generalistic drop. And Gaspy 2, that can, if you have 2 Kriegs in the team, then you can take Asphyxious 2 or 1 or Scar 1 as a supplement list. So I think what I'm surprised a little bit, because we also tested that between ourselves, is Gorshay 2, because he's really cool. He has really nice recursion on the knights, so on the raiders, and he has really long threat range. I think longest in Kriegs. So there are only four Gorshades too, and he's really good in playing Coven. So this is my only surprise a little bit, because the rest, the Negra one and Coven is way above everybody else in Kriegs. Yeah. And do you think that we will see the nerfs after the WTC?
I have no idea. Today I just read on Facebook a post by Trevi the Great. He wrote that PP said they will not nerf Coven or Kriegs because the meta should handle themselves, but they also said they will not nerf anything before they will test it on CID. So,
okay.
And frankly, they nerfed Haley too. So somewhere at this point they are lying then.
Yes, something can happen. I think that the Negra will get, in my opinion, a treatment of Haley too. So I suppose
do you think that the Negra is a problem right now? I think that Ghostfleet has started to be manageable. People found
there are many. Yeah,
the problem started to be Coven in Dark Host, because I think that combination wasn't tested enough during the CID process, and this is just.
But I think that we were talking about that before, and we found out that there are certain lists in Signar that can handle them, and I think that. I don't think they will nerf anything concerning the models, so I don't think the riders will get worse or all the Banes, and I don't think Coven will be changed, because the only thing that makes Coven strong in the Dark Host is the feat itself, and I don't think, and the feat is like this since I think Mark II, so I don't think they will change it. I feel that the meta will adapt quite easily, because I already played against 2 lists that are hard counters to Kriegs, Coven, and what is even funnier, one of them is Trolls. Trolls can own Coven without any problem with Madrak free.
So you will not have problems in this WTC.
Yeah, because there are 2 only Madraks.
And 8 Trollblood players. So.
But just 2 Madraks free. So yeah, there is a slim chance that I will find him. But I think the Negra will get nerfed, and I think that he will get either charge allowance. So after the feat you can charge, or there will be a limited number of models affected by the feat. Sort of like Haley, but maybe more, because the feat is not as strong as Haley's. So we will see. But this is how Kriegs looks like. So domination of the Negra and Coven in total domination, I would say.
Fun fact, last WTC there were 10 Dany 1 players, now there are 34.
And how many Covens were there?
It was 8 back then, and now there is 27. So
okay.
Just a small increase in the Negra and Coven domination of the Kriegs.
Yeah.
And so that was Kriegs. Let's go to next
Signar.
Signar, next dominating faction.
But you are more equal because you have Haley too, like we said, the top dog.
The top dog Haley too, because people did not manage to change it. And it used to be actually 20 Haley players in last WTC, and now there are 30. So 10 more Haley too. And the second most used striker one, as you started saying, it's mostly Signar drop, the striker one, but he can handle many other things, but most of his design is Signar drop. There are 15, and it used to be just one last year. So huge increase thanks to Pat Danford, striker one.
And Clock and Load.
Yeah, it's our second most used customer.
And the biggest drop is in Kane 2, I think, because last year it was 12 Kane 2s before the nerf of Kane 2.
Yeah, thank you PP for nerfing Kane 2 and thank you PP for nerfing Haley 1. Those two casters are actually not at that WTCW.
Yeah, I mean, from 12 to 0, it's really a major drop.
From 12 to 0, and then Haley 1 from 7 to 0, right?
Yeah.
So you can see what happens to.
And also, what is funny, because there are also the details on the statistics. You've got also the details of what is the most popular thing, and you can see that in Kriegs it's the Arknauts and the crew of Atramentus, so the Ghostfleet pirates, and then it's Right Engine. But in Signar, it's funny because first is Charger and second is Firefly. It's and then it's Journeyman and Squire. So yeah, so it's really. I mean, you can see where the things are going. Like I suppose when we would check last year, it would be Stormlances all around. I think.
Yeah. There were so many Stormlances, and note that actually Meta pushed out Stormlances just before the nerf of them. Because the Stormlances stopped appearing a while ago, so I think that nerf of
like February or March, it was the end of Stormlances. Some tournaments were with Stormlances, and then they just quite suddenly. So I suppose it will happen also with Kriegs. I think that and in my opinion, the whining on the Stormlances was much bigger on it is on Dark Host right now, because Dark Host is not so prevalent in USA.
Wait a half a year.
Or let's wait after the WTC, I would say.
Yeah. So thanks to Steven, we can see that heavy metal in Signar is very popular. We've got 27 pairings heavy metal. And 11 pairings heavy metal Storm Division, and there are just 2 pairings Storm Division. So if so Team Forces wise, it's also mostly heavy metal, and there are some like 30% of it there is Storm Division.
Yeah,
just quite a few also interestingly with no Team Forces. So. And we have more even spread of casters. So Haley is pairing with many different casters. Haley 2 is pairing 6 times with Kane 3, and she's pairing 6 times with Nemo 3, and 4 times with Haley 3. Haley 2 5 times with Striker 1. So Haley 2 has many different friends, and Coven has only one friend. So Coven and the Negra are best buddies, and Haley 2 has many different friends. So it turns out.
Yeah. So let's go to the third faction, most popular on the WTC, and it's Khador. So the winners of the end of 2016 that won everything, and the certain Chris Davis that we had a chance to meet in Ironwood. Kudos to Chris for nice talks, and that he wanted to come to Sweden from Australia.
So actually last year there were 39 players playing Khador. This year there are 36. So
it's almost the same.
And as for Khador...
I can talk a little bit because, The most popular one is, of course, Vlad 1. And what is even funnier, because when we are comparing the number of units and jacks and solos in the Krix and Signar, there were some major things, but let's say the numbers were going down slowly. And in Kadar, you've got 180 rockets, 121 Marauders, and then the third one is only 60. So 3 times less than the third one is Juggernaut. So you can see where there is a writing, what is the writing on the wall. You will face rockets, and you will face Hand of Fated.
Marauders and Juggernauts.
Yeah, Juggernauts, Marauders, and rockets. And you will see Vladimir 1, so you will get a lot of shooting.
So do you mean that 10-point POW 18 Jack, or is it POW 18 Jack?
16. It's 16.
POW 16. Yeah, but boosted damage against huge braces, right?
Yeah. Additional die, not
even boosted, yeah, of course. That's completely fine.
And Kadar also has some prevalence of Vladimir 1. And what is mostly shocking to me is Butcher 3, because the first was Vlad 1. We have a Vlad 1 player in our team. He played a lot, and he's quite good with his list. We can see the power of Vlad 1. It's really strong list with rockets and Marauders.
The one surprise is Irosk 2 last year, 19 players, and Irosk 2 this year, 3 players. So that's a significant drop for Irosk 2. Irosk 2 was 3 answer last year, right?
Yeah.
And because it was continuous Circle Christmas, everybody was struggling against the 3. Now the 3 is probably not gone, but it's not so ball busting. So other casters could emerge. So Vlad increased to 17 players, 12 last year, and Butcher stayed almost the same, because Butcher 3 last year was 12 players. This year there are 14. And then Karchev is 9 players, and there was 8 players last year. So this is also similar.
Yeah, so not many changes. Only the Irosk 2 is done and gone because of the biggest drop in the meta that we have encountered. But we will talk about Ouroboros later. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So in Kadar, the interesting pair is Butcher 3 and Strakov 2. There are 5 such pairs. And this is I think, only standing out pair. There is also Butcher 3 and Irosk 2. There are 3 such pairs, and that's it for similarities. They're all over the place, spread out. So this is nice.
Yeah, and we talked about that before. And this is the reason for this is that Kadar has really strong stable of casters. And when we were talking that, and we were checking the Kadar Warcasters spells, like every Kadar Warcaster has a good spell list. Okay, you don't have shitty ones. Almost, you can always find some kind of solution to the problem. So that's why you can play them in all the different configurations and get most of that. And this is, I think, the most flexible faction that we have currently in the meta.
Yes. And their favorite pair of the team forces is Jaws of the Wolf as one list and Winterguard Command as the second.
Yeah. This is quite.
Such a pair, so.
Yeah, so it's one is infantry and the other one is Jack list, so it's pretty obvious. Yeah.
Yeah. So now the surprise for me a bit, because
for me too.
Retribution is 31 players. And last year, Retribution was just there was 34 players actually last year. So a bit of the drop, but it may be a surprise for us because in Poland Retribution almost doesn't exist. There's maybe one player per tournament, so we don't see Retribution so much. But I guess the rest of the world.
Yeah, it's quite popular we have seen in China, in the USA, And in England, I think it's quite popular.
Retribution is a good faction. I mean, I used to play a lot against Retribution on Basel, so I know they have their tricks.
Yeah.
So what we've got here...
it's obvious. It's Virus 2 and Lysiria.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe Ran and Ocean would be higher. Ocean because he's a good answer for Kriegs, especially Ghost Fleet. And Ran is a kind of, in my opinion,
Haley
kind of Haley 2 style of control caster. But he's also difficult to play, to manage, to play, and pretty maybe risky. You have to have.
I think the problem. The problem.
A lot more skill than Haley.
I suppose so. I think the problem with the Ocean is that due to the feat, and you want to feat with him, but after that, if you don't kill enough Kriegs, then you can get assassinated, and that's why.
I mean, if you don't kill enough anything, because he needs to be very far forward.
Yeah, he has offensive feat, but really risky, risk and reward. But so the Virus in this area is both by 18 players, and I suppose this is the most popular part because I don't have this. Okay.
Yeah, I will tell you just a second. Just compared to last year, Virus was used by 14 players. Now it's 18, so it increased. Issyria was only... Sorry. No problem. Issyria was only 9 last year. Now it's 18, so a nice decrease. And last year, actually, the most used list was Ocean with 19 lists. Now it's only 5. And Ran was used by 2. Now it's 4. So he's not... It wasn't very popular, and it still is not. As for the most popular pairs, there are 12 Issyria 1 Virus 2 pairs. So
they are dominant,
outstanding pair that you will see. So if you are thinking how to deal with red, the most popular pair you will face is Issyria and Virus. So you can think what you will get there, and the teams
They are Forges of War, so the Jack team, so it's mainly Virus, I suppose, and maybe some Kariesa.
Yeah.
And the second one is Shadows of the Retribution, so it's Mage Hunter.
Yes, so Forges of War and Shadows of Retribution 16 times this pair. And with Issyria is probably playing the Shadows, and Virus for sure is playing Forges.
Yeah.
And that's how it will be working. Yeah, so we are now we can go to Circle now. It's
fifth place. And biggest drop.
Yeah,
I think ever.
I don't know if ever, but definitely it was. 42 players last year.
Yeah, now last year
29. So Circle Christmas is over, and people are escaping. I mean, in Poland there is Circle is still because there are top players are still playing Circle. So you have to consider your Circle drop always.
In first and second team we have 3 Circle players. So out of 10 persons, 1/3 is Circle. So you can see that it's really popular in Poland.
Yeah, but we don't have Wormwood. Surprising. I mean, I don't know if they have in the Red Sea pairs, but on the tournament they don't use Wormwood anymore.
No.
So at least that's gone.
Yeah, but in the WTC still Wormwood is the most popular caster. It's 16 players use Wormwood, and the second most popular is Una 2. So even after the nerf, I played against Una 2, and she's quite good still. So. And quite popular.
Last year WTC, it was before Una was released. So Wormwood was used by 34 players. Now it's 16. So the tree is not so liked anymore. And Baldur 2 back then was used 16 times. Now it's only second. And they have pretty even, except Wormwood and Una, they have pretty even spread further on. So it will be difficult to say what except the Wormwood and Una pair, what you can expect actually.
Yeah.
I can check this in a second. What's the most popular pair you can see in Circle, and it's like we said, it's Una 2 and Wormwood 1. It's 8 pairs, and the rest is very spread out, pretty evenly.
And if you look at the list entries, the most popular is Carsfield Griffon, so the Una 2 Griffon, and the second one is Voltvid, so the shooting Bones of Ouroboros shrimp that is used by Wormwood to shoot down enemies. So, and the Sentry Stones are just, I think, much less than it was before, because they are not in the team forces. And the major thing that we have to mention about the Ouroboros is the lack of teams, because
exactly 7 pairs are no teams. They have total
26.
Yeah, total, and 7 are a pair that has no teams, and they have actually 19 lists out of team total. No more.
Yes, I think this will be the major. This is the most teamless. Most teamless out of all. Maybe Scorn will also be most. Yeah, because they also have one or.
Circle doesn't love their team forces. So.
Yeah, they are waiting for the Beast team force, and this is the problem of Circle. I think after they get the team force for the Beast one, they will become back more popular than Circle, they are right now.
Heavy metal.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, or Circle Imperial Host, like in Scorn.
So let's go to Legion, JVM faction. I read on Facebook today a nice post. I don't remember who wrote it, but there was a question. So guys, what are we playing today to date, or are we just playing just what JVM plays? So that was the nice joke. But to tell the truth, that the JVM is the most outstanding Legion player that is consistently winning with Legion. So no wonder that people are looking up to him. It's like for Signar they're looking up to Pat and Jarle.
Yeah. And
let's just. I think we can discuss Legion as a sixth faction, and we'll continue the rest with parts 2 next week.
Yeah, because the episodes will be too long for people to listen, and there is a lot of talk and
nobody can handle more than 1 hour of us talking.
Yeah, I suppose so.
We cannot handle that.
Yeah. So the Legion, the most popular is of course Fianna 2, because it's a really generalistic drop in oracles, I suppose. I think this is the most. I will just drop in the team's information. 41 oracles, and the next one is non-theme, so 9 lists with non-theme. So out of how many lists they have? 54 lists. They have 41 in oracles. So I think this is the most popular team out of all in the percentage way. I suppose.
But interesting fact is actually Legion rose in popularity because there was 23 players last year. There are 27 players this year, so actually pretty good. So JVM is doing a good job.
Yeah, good job, sir. I mean, come on, he is a myth. He can take anything and win. Okay, I would love to maybe to lose against him, to look, when he's playing like Serin or Bethany or I don't know, Kalus or something like that.
I mean, I think that a good team of oracles of annihilation served also its part in this, because without a good team, Legion would not be in this place. I mean, it's not the perfect place because Legion still struggles against many things, but at least they have some kind of fighting chance.
Yeah.
Or so many people would not play it. But it's 41 lists
Yes.
in oracles, so you can see, and there are 16 pairs oracles. So.
And the funny thing is about unit entries and solos. What is the most popular in Legion? Of course, the best things in life are for free. So the Forsaken, the Blightedness Shepherd, the Blightedness Sorceress, and Hellion. And the third is Angelios. So the first thing that you have to pay for.
Yeah, Angelus, Neraf, and Naga and Seraph are the stables of every Oracle's list, and they are in every Oracle's list.
Yeah, so
interesting. So Fianna, Apsilonia, and Siren and Twins are the most casters that you will face. What is good news for me? Lilith 3, my
Nemesis.
There are only 5 lists, so I hope not to get Lilith 3 in this tournament.
Yeah,
that would be very nice.
Last year it was 15.
Last year,
yeah.
15 players had Lilith 3, so Apsilonia 2 was around the same. It was 9. Now it's 8, and Twins were only 1. So I think thanks to JPM, Twins rose in popularity a lot.
Yeah, he is a meta bender of the Legend community.
But I think every faction needs such a person.
Yeah, I think so too.
Every faction had a kind of JVM.
Yeah, leader person.
Leader that can show the way and win on occasion an international masters or US masters. Then every faction would be better off with this. Not everybody wants to be net listing, but everybody needs to know that your faction can win a large tournament.
Yeah.
Because then it's just hoping. So just the most popular pair in Legion, they are actually pretty evenly spread. There are three times Fianna 2 Twins pairs and 3 times Apsilonia 2 Vile 2 pairs.
Okay.
The rest is just
spread out.
Yeah, they're spread out. So pretty nice spread out there. As we said, mostly senior oracles of annihilations, but it's no wonder it's their best team. And I think that's it for today. And the rest of the factions we'll talk about later. You can look up in between your conflict chamber, and I will provide the links for other interesting breakdowns, so you can look them up yourself in the show notes.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Boxcars. I hope you liked it. See you soon.